Today, I'm going to explain a French action comedy film called Full Speed. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Tom is a middle-aged plastic surgeon, expecting his third baby with his wife Julia. The couple also has 2 children, the eldest, Leeson, and soon-to-be middle child, Noe. The family is planning to go for a 2-week trip to the countryside to get their mind off work. As they excitedly pack for the trip, someone rings the doorbell. It turns out to be Tom's father, Ben, who has invited himself to be a part of the trip. Tom doesn't mind adding his father, but Julia is not fond of him. Ben is a clumsy man who frequently destroys things. Although his intentions are always good, Julia hates his annoying habit of intruding on private conversations. She expresses her dissatisfaction to her husband, but the couple cannot do anything to keep Ben from joining them. Moreover, the kids love him and want to include him in the trip. The family packs their luggage and carries them to the car. On the way, they meet their downstairs neighbor, Juan. He tries talking to Julia, but she dismisses him quickly and continues minding her own business. He frequently hits on her, much to Tom's annoyance. The family then gets into Tom's brand new electronic car, called the Medusa. It is mostly automatic, with several advanced features that Tom isn't used to. He plans to get familiar with the features throughout the trip. Before they leave, Noe remembers that he left his toy harpoon in the house. The parents promise to buy him another one at their destination, but Ben insists they have to return to the apartment anyway because he forgot to pee. He and Tom go back, promising to finish the business in less than a minute. Ben accidentally drops rolls of toilet paper into the toilet. As he tries to push them down, the toilet starts to flood and overflow. He ignores it and goes outside to the kitchen. Tom gets the harpoon out and attacks his father, assuming he is an intruder. After calming down, he gets a call from one of his recent patients, Cecilia. She claims to be itchy in the areas where she had Botox. Tom assures her that the symptom is normal before hanging up abruptly. They return to the car and act as if nothing happened. The trip begins, and Ben immediately begins annoying Julia. Meanwhile, Tom enjoys his father's company. After an hour's drive, the kids get hungry, so they stop at a gas station to get some snacks. Ben meets a blue-haired girl named Melody and befriends her. Melody claims that her mother drove away with all her luggage, and she has no way to contact her. Ben offers to help since they're going in the same direction as Melody's mother. But knowing Julia won't allow a random woman in the car, he asks her to ride under the seat beside him. While trying to clean the windshield, he accidentally breaks the wiper blade, but keeps it intact so he won't get in trouble. They continue the journey, and Ben repeatedly suggests outrageous names for the new kid. He doesn't take the hint when asked to stop making Julia furious. She accuses him of being a pervert because he was present at the house every time she and Tom tried to conceive a baby. As they argue, the digital controller box under the car starts to malfunction. When Julia insists she wants to return home, Tom presses on the brake, but to his confusion, it doesn't work. He nervously continues driving and figures that he cannot change gears either. After narrowly dodging 2 cars on the highway, Julia asks him what is wrong. He tells her about the problem, but she thinks he's only joking. Ben gives him unhelpful suggestions that do not work. Soon, the family realizes they are in trouble. Melody also starts to panic and asks Ben how long it is going to take. Little Noe sees her and tells his mother. When she comes to their view, Tom almost crashes the car in surprise. She introduces herself while the others watch her in horror, disappointed in Ben for the 100th time. To stop the kids from panicking, Julia makes them sing a song. But while they're at it, they almost hit a motorbike and erupt into screams. Tom remembers that he has the car dealer's number and makes Julia call it. The dealer is in a meeting with another family, selling them the same car. Upon hearing Tom complain about the new model, the man simply asks him to press the brake and declines the phone call. Melody notices her mother's car driving past them. She calls her repeatedly but is unable to get her attention. Suddenly, she snatches the harpoon from Noe and points it at Tom. She believes that the family is kidnapping her and wants to make sure she is safe. The others try calming her down, but she hits Tom and misses by an inch. Ben hits her on the nose and manages to get the harpoon back. Melody finally understands that the family is not lying. Tom loses control of the car for a few seconds and hits someone else's car's door. The owner of the damaged car is short-tempered Jackie, who makes it his mission to take revenge from the car door slamming douchebags and pursues them at high speed. Then, 2 traffic police officers spot Tom's car running faster than it should. One of them follows their car, while the other one goes behind Jackie, driving just as fast. Back in the vehicle, Ben and Julia exchange places so Ben can help Tom. Just when he goes down to fix the brakes, the cop catches up to them and is confused by the strange sight. Tom tells the cop that their brake has failed, but the man has heard the same excuse hundreds of times. Julia writes SOS on the back of a map and tries to show it to the officer, but to their misfortune, the paper flies away and hits him in the face. After the officer gets rid of it, the map lands on Jackie's windshield, forcing him to reluctantly stop. The second police officer catches up to him, but he manages to trick her and continues chasing after Tom and the family. Meanwhile, the head of traffic police is informed of the problem, but she too dismisses it, thinking that Tom is lying to avoid a speeding ticket. Eventually, the car reaches a crowded cross-border checkpoint. The family braces itself, hoping to cross it without crashing. Tom swerves the car multiple times and manages to avoid all the cars in their way. The head of the traffic police finally takes the situation seriously and orders an investigation to be held to find out everything about the car and its owner. Following them, Jackie also crosses the border, determined to get paid for the car's damages. Tom then sprays water onto the windshield to clean it, but the wiper blade falls off thanks to Ben. He uses a cloth and reaches out through the roof window. He almost falls off in the process, but is successful in cleaning it off. At the time of emergency, Tom again gets a call from his client Cecilia, whose face and lips have now swollen. He makes up a remedy before hanging up the phone. He has been driving non-stop for the past 2 hours, making his shoulders sore. After continuous requests, Ben switches places with him and takes the wheel. Back in the car showroom, the dealer puts the customer's family inside the new model. While they continue riding it, he gets a call from Tom, who curses him for giving them a broken car. Behind the dealer, the new family also gets stuck inside. When he tries to open the door, the handle breaks, proving that the car was the problem all along. The family starts vomiting inside of it, much to his dismay. In the meantime, the cops find out that Tom's car was found speeding a few nights ago. They get their hands on a picture of Ben driving with a stripper in the same car. Because of this, the cop deduces the family is lying and points his gun at Tom. To prove their innocence, Julia opens the car door and aggressively shows them her belly. After that, the traffic police order all the cars to get off the highway that they are approaching. 2 officers drive in front of the car at all times to ensure they don't hit anything. A while later, Julia gets a call from their downstairs neighbor Juan, who claims that their apartment is flooded and is causing his ceiling to leak. Most importantly, he is worried about all her nude paintings that have been destroyed. Just when Tom takes the phone away from her, Juan reveals how he has to spend time with her again so he can paint more. An enraged Tom throws the phone away and asks his wife what the guy was talking about. It is clear that Julia is having an affair with Juan. She admits that it was 1 year ago, and she hasn't talked to him since, but it does nothing to help Tom's heartbreak. But then, Julia also reveals that she knows he had an affair with his former secretary. The couple decides to talk about it later, when the children are not around. To cut the awkwardness, Ben says that he has to pee immediately. He is handed a plastic bag that he uses to do his business. They then throw it out the window, and it lands straight on Jackie's face. Still, he refuses to give up, puts a bucket over his head, and continues the chase. Then, as a last resort, Tom asks Ben to press on the gas to accelerate the car to an even higher speed. The family holds hands, bracing themselves for the impact. But it never comes, as the gas pedal breaks. Tom curses the car dealer and throws the pedal away in frustration. It almost hits the traffic cop and makes him crash. He survives the crash, but his motorbike is destroyed. He and his partner somehow happen to meet Cecilia and borrow her car to help the family. Meanwhile, Jackie catches up to them and threatens them to give him the repair money. The youngest, Noe, uses his harpoon to hit the man and finally get rid of him. By now, the news about the car has made the television. In about half an hour, they will reach a traffic jam and are bound to crash. The police bring their car in front of the family's car to try to stop it by force, but that doesn't work either. Lastly, they ask the children to be sent to them through the window. Although the method is dangerous, it is their last chance of survival. The plan thankfully works, and the children are safely transferred to the police's car. When it's Melody's turn, Bill gets a little distracted, causing her to dangerously hang between the cars. But he quickly composes himself, and she is also safely transferred. However, the other 3 cannot fit through the window. The traffic jam is now only 5 minutes away. Just when they lose hope of survival, a police chopper comes to their rescue. Julia is taken out through the roof window and tied to a harness. Before being taken away, she tells her husband that she loves him. When faced with the chance of never seeing each other again, the couple registers that they love each other more than anything else in the world. Speeding towards your certain death is way more effective than couples therapy. Eventually, she reaches the helicopter safely, and only the father and son are left in the car. They are seconds away from crashing when the helicopter pulls the entire car in the air and saves their lives. But they forget that their car is not so durable. Its roof breaks, sending the bottom half to the ground. Fortunately for them, both Tom and Bill survive without an injury. All of a sudden, Julia's water breaks and she has to be rushed to the hospital. In the next scene, we see the family welcoming their 3rd child. As all of them get on the elevator to finally return home, it breaks, and they are stuck yet again. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.